today?
We did.
Six?
5. Yeah, I took a couple away though. So I'm always looking for ways to create stress, but which is good. That's kind of one of our points of emphasis too, is to be able to overcome adversity and whether it's sudden change when things go wrong, and then or just when things don't, officials don't give you the call you thought they should have, and whatever, So you just got to learn to develop mental toughness. So I'm always looking for ways for that.
Marcelino out there working with the backers some. Obviously, he's gotten bigger. Is that just talk about that?
Well, actually, to answer that question, what we've done is we've changed the way we group our guys. So we've taken the Husky position and moved it into the linebacker room. So he's still playing that same position, but in terms of carryover, especially with the coaching changes, we felt like it was better to have the person coaching the Stingers and the Huskies in the same room. So really, technically, he won't be any different position than he's been in the past. But where he is with the groups and where he drills with will be more with the backers than it will be with the safeties, just because there's a closer link to those guys than there is the rover and the free.
Hiring Casey, just what does he bring?
Well, I tell you what, first of all, he's a really good football coach and understands to be a really good teacher. But he also, for me, when you hire coaches, so much of it's about fit with your philosophy, your staff, the way you want to do things, and he's just a perfect fit for that for us. He's a guy that has coordinated, which is something that I really wanted to have at that position because we have so much scheme thoughts that involve our safeties, but even though he's young and he spent time here, the time here gave us a chance to get to know him. And so when you hire somebody that you've worked with and you know really well, you know the person that you're getting. So I just think he brings great energy, great passion. He loves IU. He loves the people that are here, and I know he's going to work his tail off for the guys around him and the players in his room. So I just really am excited. I'm excited for him, the opportunity he's been given, and I know he's going to make the most of it.
Did you have to do much selling, or was it sort of like, we want you? Yes.
Yeah, no, I think that he jumped in his car pretty quick to come for the interview. So no, it wasn't. There weren't any arms being twisted, for sure.
Coach, you said yesterday your 3 goals before spring break were technique, installation, and playing with effort and still execution. How do you feel like you did in those goals today?
Well, I tell you, I love the effort. The energy I thought was really, really good. It's sometimes hard to tell when you're going against each other, but in terms of the execution part of it, because one side does a good thing, the other side doesn't. But when you talk about we took a next step in our installation, which we wanted to be able to do, and I thought the effort was extremely high today, which is great for having to practice yesterday and pretty short turnaround to come back and do it again. And then the technique work is a constant. That's something that we have to do. If you notice, our individual periods are really long, and whether it's that for offense, defense, and we also spend a lot of time on special teams, just working technique. So those fundamentals that we're going to work on will be a constant the entire spring. So I think all 3 of those areas were addressed today, and you always go back and watch the film and feel sometimes it justifies what you thought you saw, and other times it's not quite as good as you might have thought. But overall, I really like the progress we're making.
So number 9, Michael Penix has an arm. How's he doing with the installation and some of the stuff real early on?
Yeah, he was checking some fronts, with blitzes, which is not easy to do for a young guy. So I think that's a good sign for him and understanding what he's doing. As you noticed, he does have a very live arm. The ball jumps off his hand, and that's something that he has naturally and has really strong athleticism in the pocket, moving around. So it's just a matter of just learning the offense and making those reads. So it'll be ups and downs for sure at that position, and especially once it starts, going more live. They'll never be live, those quarterbacks. And you hear them harping out there again today, and it's always kind of part of the balance of the defense wanting to get after that guy, and then us trying to protect him. So our goal is to have really nobody touch those guys during spring. But I think he's making good progress.
How about the quarterbacks on the other side of the ball, so to speak, the linebackers? With the graduation losses there, what have you seen from those guys in terms of leadership and other things that you're going to need there?
Yeah, we're going to need it for sure. I think that the 2 Mike linebackers right now that are battling, Mike McGinnis and Thomas Allen have done a really good job communicating with both guys that really are developing a good understanding of the defense and getting guys lined up right and playing with fanatical effort. Those are 2 things that have been consistent. You can really judge that group once we start having the ability to make plays. That's when you're going to find out how they're really doing. And I feel like that Raekwon's come along, Mo Burnham's come along as well, and Keontae Walton as well is a guy that's got a lot of good reps in there. So I just think that those guys are you know, the pressure's on for them to step up for sure, and that's kind of the glaring position on defense that a lot of question marks right now, and those guys just got to keep on working.
McGinnis had one of the picks today.
He did.
He does seem to have a knack for that.
He does, and that's you know, part of it is just ball savvy. You know, smart kid, very very bright, and he has to utilize that to the fullest and to be able to gain an extra step or two. You know, which is why those guys like himself are around the football. So that's the challenge to him, and you know, he's a senior, and this is his time, and that's why he came here. So he needs to take advantage of it. And it looks like at this point he is.
Outside of Penix, a handful of new faces here. How is Nick Linder and Jacoby Hewitt, Ronnie Walker?
Yeah, you know, Ronnie, you know, that position, especially in the pass pro, because we already done 2 blitz periods, and you know, it's a lot of stuff going on. So he's confused for sure, but you know, he's just got a lot of natural talent. He's got a burst to him, and so I love his attitude and work ethic. He's gonna be going for us, and you know, same with Jacoby. I mean, I think yesterday's practice kind of made me chuckle because he's his first college practice, and I promise you, it was way different than he's ever been to before. And Coach Hurt was all over his tail, and I think he was, you know, sometimes you start questioning, I want to come early or not. So, but I think that he had a smile on his face when it was all said and done. But it's a big learning curve, you know, when you go right from high school 1 month and the next month you're here, and now you're having spring practice at this level and the tempo that we use, and so. But you can see the burst, you know, and he's dropped some balls just because you know he's thinking way too much right now. But the athleticism that you recruit off the film, you know, you're getting is there, and the attitude's awesome. You know, and Nick Linder, you know, he's a vet, you know, so he's been there, done that. So fits in great. He's just got to learn what we're doing and earn a spot, you know. So, but very pleased with him, and he's just got a maturity about him that you would expect. But he's a pretty special person too. So I'm really excited about having him in our program.
From a physical standpoint, from the end of November to, I guess, right now, everybody taking a step physically, just changing their bodies, getting faster?
Well, you know, I think that Harry Kreider to me is the one that got way stronger in the weight room. That we knew he was strong coming out of high school just kind of naturally, but boy, he's really taken off with our new strength staff. He's the guy that really jumps out to me. You know, I tell you what, Jameers Bowen's another one that, and if you look at his numbers in the weight room and transferring out to the field, just was talking to Coach Blue about him this morning. You know, he's really, and Michael Bart's another one that was already kind of strong, but just really had to address some areas of being able to get looser in his hips and get stronger, and his squats went way up, and his power numbers have gone way up. So, you know, we actually went through and Coach gave numbers. There's been pretty dramatic increases in all areas, and we're going to share it with our guys, you know, just to show them. And I think they feel it for sure, but when you see it on paper, just kind of gives you more exclamation point to what we're doing and how much progress they're making.
I think I saw Harry doing a little work at guard. Is he the guy that can, you know, comfortably shift positions?
I think so. You know, he's already established himself at center, and he knows how to play that position. And really tried to say this spring was going to be a priority to get him a lot of reps at guard. And you know, that was an area last year that we struggled with at times when he started getting some guys injured. And you can't have enough of those guys that are versatile enough to play multiple positions. So definitely want to get him a lot of reps there.
I saw Nick Westbrook really sky up and get a ball today, and I know it's no contact for him.
Yeah.
But can you update us on him and some of the other guys coming off injury and where they are?
Yeah, he's probably the one that has made the most progress. You know, you see him out here both days, and we expected that. You know, he'll be in a blue jersey the whole time, so he'll never be live. But way ahead of schedule. You know, and really has healed extremely well, and that's great to see. Really happy for him because I know he's really worked so hard to get back, and you know, Jay Sean's working. His is going to be a lot longer. His was a little later, and he's obviously had a third one, which is tough. And then Donovan, you know, he's just working through it. We're hoping he'll be out here. Hopefully, after we get back from spring break, I get him a chance to get going and get him in practice, and just got some other guys we're just trying to bring along. So those guys that are out right now, so when we'll be back halfway through, hopefully, and the others will just kind of stay through spring ball and continue to get healthy.
You don't have anybody that, you know, is doubtful for fall at this point or anything like that?
No, I don't believe so. Should be. Just got to take it one day at a time. You never know. So.
Position-wise, any other guys sort of flexing around or trying new positions? We talked about Jonah.
Yeah, he's really the only one we've moved, you know, as far as from one side of the ball to the other. I'll tell you one thing, I've really, just the young guys in the secondary, you know, when you get a guy like Fitzy out there, he's just head spinning for sure, but really him and Juwan Burgess, getting those guys going, I think has been a huge thing. So those guys, and then we got Jonah at safety because we just lost too many safeties trying to shore that up. But I just feel like that, a guy like Isaac James is another one that if I had to say, back to your previous question about guys changing their bodies, he might be one that has changed a whole bunch, and so much stronger. He's already fast, but just his confidence level, and really excited about him at that Husky position to give Lino a break, because we kind of had him pigeonholed in that same category as last year with Tigray and Chris and Tony and Chase. That just played too many snaps, and it took its toll out the course of the season. So, we don't want anybody to have to be playing that much anymore. And so just having a guy like him that's now been on defense for a while, you can just see the growth out of him, and physically he'll continue to develop. And we're going to lift 3 days a week this whole spring and just really maximize the weight room. So we'll continue to see him play more physical growth.
So I assume the drum.
Oh yeah, that was one of ours. So that was Cuban Center special. We made sure we told the coaches they didn't think that somebody was spying on us. For sure. So that was some of our coaches said that very same thing. So that's great.
With Fitzgerald, obviously it was a tough break for him. Last fall not being able to participate. How eager has he been just to kind of get back in the mix and feel like he's
chomping at the bit? I mean, he could not wait for spring ball. And the thing that was good for him was, sometimes those things can be blessings in disguise in some ways, just from the fact of academic focus, maturity, getting transitioned to school, getting his body right, but there's no question he was so hungry to get back out here, and this is his first spring football, and I just so happy for him because I know how much it hurt for him to not be able to be out there in the fall with everybody. So he's got great focus and energy, and he's such a great kid, but he's a really good football player, and I said it all along, and really anxious to get him back full bore and have him learn the defense and see him making plays. He's a good one.
Is he a guy along with Isaac James that can maybe spell Marcelino a little bit?
There's no doubt. I mean, he's kind of he could be a free safety, he could be a Husky, he could be a Stinger. I mean, those three positions kind of all have similar, explosive traits that we're looking for, and I think that he could definitely falls in that. And we're trying to recruit a bunch of guys that fit in that category, and then they can sometimes grow into linebackers, and they can play out in space, they can play up high, and the more guys you have like that, the better your football team is.
Michael Ziemba seemed to get some first-team reps. Can you talk about his progression?
And I would say another one, I could list so many that have gotten so much stronger, and he was one that the weight room's been good to him because he's worked so hard, and he just really had not played defensive end before. He was a linebacker in high school and played tight end a lot, and so just putting his hand down and learning how to play the position, and he obviously played a lot last year for us, and I think he's kind of a different kid already, just in another year of confidence and what we're doing schematically, but a lot of it's just physical confidence too. So he's a guy we got to, the next group of guys that got to step up and make plays for us. So I think he's got a chance, and he should have a big spring for us, and we'll continue to monitor him.
Coach, you kind of singled out a couple guys who thought have gotten bigger in the weight room, faster in the weight room. Have you seen it overall with the group ever since the new strength program has come in? I know it's only been 2 practices, but as a group, have you seen you guys be able to turn the benefits from the weight room onto the field already? Yeah,
we commented yesterday watching the film as coaches, and you go through and look at, especially, and in part of it too, you got a lot of young guys that were either redshirted last year or we're young, and this is another year of their development. But just the emphasis on the way we've trained and the change of direction and isolating the legs individually, you notice adding the change of direction in your burst. And I think that's what we've seen, already. And the upper body part of it is noticeable, and that'll become more apparent once we get pads on. But when it gets real physical, but I just think that you want to see that, and we expect to see more as we get into the second phase, and then by the time we report back to fall camp, we expect even more growth. So, and we chart all this stuff, so that's what makes it tangible, and we're able to show our guys the progress.
So is it limited pads Tuesday and then full pads Thursday? Yeah,
we'll go shells on Tuesday, full on Thursday, and then we'll have spring break. So we'll get a chance to finish off the week with some physicality.